This is Raven, one of my female bettas. She is a veiltail. She is a darker kind of turquoise blue with, I don't know if you can see, but just a slight hint of pink. I have had her now for about half a year, and right now she has this 10-gallon tank all to herself along with this one shell dweller fry, who I never took out, that's still in here. And I need to take this tank and I need to use it for quarantine, so I have a plan. Raven here has been in a community tank before, and she did pretty well. So I think what I want to do is I want to move her into here. This is my 29-gallon community tank. It does have beta-safe community fish in it. Plus, Raven is a female beta. They're a little bit more community than the males are. And I think I want to move her in here. Let's go over what's in here right now. 1 male and 3 female platies, Cristella tetras, aka X-ray tetras. And then I've also got coolie loaches. Also got a bunch of ram's horn snails. You can barely see that I've got a ghost shrimp back there. I'll try and enhance it in editing, but there's a ghost shrimp right there. Everything in here looks to be beta safe, but I need Raven's 10-gallon to be a quarantine now because I'm going to get a schooling fish for the 20-gallon. So I'm going to put her in here. Platies are the biggest concern. The last time I had platies and a beta together, I had my male beta, Dart, who's a half moon. I had him together with some platies in his 10-gallon, and that went really bad. He hated them. I'll move her back if I have to. I don't have the schooling fish for my 20-gallon yet. We'll try putting Raven in here and we'll see what happens. So here's a tip. I've had this cup forever. And this is one of the cups that I bought one of my first betas in a long time ago. And so we're gonna use this to float Raven in the new tank. I gotta wash it out first. It's been sitting for a while. But never throw these away if you ever buy a beta that comes in one. Hold on to it. Now we're gonna float our fish. So here's what you do. Just float the cup. Just like you did when you bought the fish in the first place. Let her temperature acclimate, let her get used to her tank mates. I'm gonna set up the tripod so you can see what she does. All right, we're gonna watch her temperature acclimate. I'll probably speed the video up here in a bit. But before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about keeping betas in community tanks. There's a few disclaimers here. First of all, not all betas are suited for community tanks. Each beta has their own personality, their own temperament, and it's up to you, the fish keeper, to figure out if your beta is community tank material or not before putting them in the community tank. Now, like I said, Raven here has been in a community tank before, and she did just fine. Now, as far as putting a male beta in a community tank goes, that's even more risky. The females, like I said earlier, the females are a little more community, but a male can work in a community tank as well. It just depends on the tank mates, it depends on the size of the tank, and it depends on the temperament of the male. But I will say it is more likely that a female is going to be a good fit for a community tank than a male. In general, the females have a calmer temperament. In general, the females are less likely to fight with their tank mates. This is not always the case, but we're speaking generally here. That's why I'm a little bit more inclined to put a female beta in a community tank. Now, yeah, they don't have the long, flowy fins like the males do, but she's still a beautiful fish. It has now been 15 minutes. I'm gonna release her. I think she's okay. Yeah, the temperature is identical in the tube. Let's do it. She is. One of the first things she does is try to eat some snails. I'm okay with that. She's not chasing anyone or fighting with anyone, really. She's just looking around, getting a feel for the place. And figure out where she is. Also, guys, I just want to check in real quick with my 20-gallon planted aquarium. There are some major issues here. Well, first let me start on a positive note. The mystery snails are doing wonderful. The super red bristlenose pleco is doing wonderful. But what's not doing wonderful is the plants. You might notice I pulled all of the Monte Carlo off of the Texas Holy Rock. Also, look at all this algae. It's just all over the place, and it just keeps coming back, and it's killed most of the dwarf hairgrass. Look at that. Pretty much all of the dwarf hairgrass is gone. There's barely any left. I don't understand. Same with the Monte Carlo. This piece of Monte Carlo right here is doing really, really well, but everywhere else in the tank, it's dying and falling apart and covered in algae. The Java fern is doing really well. The Amazon sword is doing fantastic. But my carpet is shot. And I'm going to have to come up with another plan. We're going to do a whole nother video on this tank here in a few days. I'm going to pull most of these dead plants out. Unfortunately, that means pretty much 90%, if not all, of the dwarf hairgrass. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hit that like button down there, and also if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you made it this far into the video and you're not subscribed to me already, you probably should be. I'll see you next time.